Welcome back. We should be online as always. Let me check this if someone is in the chat. You know how it goes by now. I have there all my signals green, so you should be able to see me. You should be able to hear me. But let's just see if the technique really works, and then we dive right into Morphed 2, which is an amazing instrument. So Tobias from Visions TNT Music, big thanks goes out right away for handing over an NFR copy so we can do this, we can test drive this beauty. And yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I can see publicity and I can see myself as it looks. So yes, okay, we are online. So at this point, I think even the sound should be good. If not, you know, if someone is already in the chat, just let me know if you can hear me. Way! Hello! Yeah, yeah. Das macht man nicht, oder? Drecksack. Ja, du kannst mein Auto haben. Das passt. You know, this is my son. Just ask it if he can have my car this evening. I don't really. What would you say? Would you say, can he have my car this evening? Okay. Visions TNT Music, Tobias, is back with the new installment of the Morphed series. And I do love Morphed a lot. When it came out, it was amazing. Hey Bernie, grüß dich. Because it's a very beautiful, very simple instrument. And let's dive right in. So no talking, no blubbering, no whatsoever. I really loved about this instrument the simplicity, you know, really the simplicity, like you play and then with the mod wheel you could just morph, blend between the two layers. Genau, aber nicht kaputt machen, oder? Weil sonst kippt's dann was auf den Hintern. So yeah, I really like the idea behind Morph. You know, just two layers, two instruments. There have been many presets here in Morph, the morphing instruments. You see it, this day with this brings it whatsoever. Just to show you know, where it all started. Morphing between those two, okay? Incredible idea, beautiful instrument, so straightforward. You know, there is nothing else. That's the interface. There's the filter, the reverb, the attack and the release, and the big knob morphing, which is attached to the mod wheel, but I will show you a little hack that I'm using. And then yes, now there is Morphed 2, and Morphed 2 comes with many surprises. So the first surprise is now it is a, as you can see here, a Kontakt player instrument. So you do not need the full version of Kontakt anymore. No, you can play it even with the Kontakt player, with the free Kontakt player. For those of you that don't have the full version of Kontakt for what reason ever. That's the first thing, and for an amazing price at the moment, 49 euros. So 49 euros for an instrument that you can play in the free Kontakt player. That's an abnormous good price. By the way, if you're interested to get the library, in the description, you know, of this video, there's a link where you can then buy it. So what's new? The first news, okay, it's for the Kontakt player. The second news, now you have 3 layers, not 2 layers, but 3 layers. And the third news is now you even have a very beautiful possibility here to choose the sounds. You know, now you have the search engine, you have the categories, and you have the sounds. So you just click on this and then you can choose the sounds that you would like to have in the 3 layers. You can switch them on or off, you can solo them. You have the volume and the panning now, so you can do way more now with these 3 layers. Underneath there's filter, reverb, attack and release, as we already knew it. And the fourth new, now there is a randomize button. So we will come to this later. And Another thing that I really like about this instrument, you have Morphed, obviously, the analog atmospheres, and the whole instrument is based around analog synth and stuff like this, so it's really cool sounds, and I have something in mind going back to the 80s or the 90s to do something with those analog synth, and you even get the single instruments. So there is a subfolder here, single instruments, where you do have the analog pads, the keys, the atmospheres, the pulses, the blah, 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 and then it looks just like this. So the big knob in the middle then becomes simply a volume knob, always attached to the mod wheel. And I would like to show you now what I use as a hack for this. So for example, just to show you, I created here a pulse, and I do have the Korg Nano Control 2 here. There are faders and there are knobs. And as this thing is round, to me, it's more natural to have it on a knob to dial it in and out, you know, with the knob and not with the fader up and down, but do whatever you have. If you only have a mod wheel, use the mod wheel. If you have some knobs or on your Chrome or on your Kronos or on whatever, you know, master keyboard you have, then why not putting this one on a knob? And here, for example, I created a pulse, which sounds like this. See, I've just been choosing 3 different pulsing sounds. So in this case, you know, pulses and motions. The first one is the all-in pulse, no self-esteem, low self-esteem, run, 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 diggy, dagger. And I just went for this one at the first layer. Then I went for this one here, the second layer, and this one on the third layer. So I do have a pulse, which obviously they are time synced, and I can just dial through them now. And this is something I really like. I really like, you know, when it comes to soundscapes, if it comes to scoring, if it comes to musical storytelling, it's beautiful. If first of all, if the samples are long enough, you know, because there are libraries out there, the loops are pretty short, so you can hear, oh, there the sound was looped, and to me that's a no-go. Absolutely, I don't want to hear something looped. I mean, loops are bad, but this is ironic because loops are pretty cool if you know how to use them whatsoever, but I don't like it, you know, if you can hear a sample that is looped. And then if you have something like this where you really can create evolving soundscapes, you know, just with one instrument, and then just with a knob, drawing in the MIDI data, you know, or in the piano roll or whatsoever. And then I created another soundscape. No, I didn't create it. This is one of the serial ones, the Velvet Pad. You know, if you open the Morphed instruments, then you have scenic pads, intimate pads, epic pads, and so on and so forth. There are 12 categories, and within the scenic pads, I found the Velvet Pad, and it sounds like this. It's so incredibly beautiful. Which obviously, if you need to play and then at the same time use the mod wheel or the knob, it gets a little complicated. But I think you get the idea. How beautiful this is, really, just by going through the layers. This is what I like about the instrument. It's so straightforward. It's so easy to use. So yes, we will play through some of those. What would you like? Should I play through some of the Morphed instruments now, or should we do something that I had in mind? Because the single instruments, they are so cool. You know, for example, the Disco Invasion. Just analog beauty. The brass sounds. A lot velocity sensitive, even this is beautiful. The keys. So just, you know, pulses, pretty cool pulse. If you hear this pulse, which song comes to your mind? I had a song in mind right away as I heard this. Bam 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 danken chinkadang bam 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 chinkadam. Who is it? Who is it? Analog pads, even those so cool. So there are lots and lots and lots of beauties in it. So as I said, you know, when I heard this pulse, the whole thing was born. Just let's do something now in the style of Van Halen or something like this. They used, obviously in this era, they used a lot of those analog synth. And let's do this. Let's do this. Where are we? We are at the beginning. Don't worry, I know where I'm going. Then here we do have the pad. I just hope to remember what will come next. David, hey, cool to see you. Because now I will just fire up the damaged guitars to a rock kit. Something like this, which is just... Exactly, David. This is what's happening. Exactly, this is what's happening. Time warped. Back. This is what happened to me when I played with it first. So let's quickly hear just some. Then there's this. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Let's see if we can do this multitasking. Just quick and dirty to give you the idea. But I think I was doing something wrong with the pads. The pads. Let's do the pads again. Where's the pad? Here's the pad. Let's do the pad again quickly. But why not? I mean, we are in the 80s vibe. just what's needed. Keys are needed for something like this. Let's go. It's a beautiful instrument. You can do many things with this. I'm a little bit... Where are they? Why aren't they playing? Do I have your attention now? Looks like. Okay. There they are. Brass. Something like this. Okay, and then just to finish it in the second half, 1, 2, 3, 4, we play a little bit. Okay. Okay, so you see, you can easily get warped back, as David wrote, to the 80s, to the 90s with this beautiful instrument. Yeah, thanks to those beautiful 80s sounds. Guten Tag nach Martinhausen. Ich hab dich nicht vergessen. Song, das vielleicht Zeit gehabt. Gruß aus Tuninghausen. Daniel, grüß dich. Why not add something like this? Let's overdo it. Lots of fun, really lots of fun. Let's do something completely different. Just to show you really Morphed. Yes, you can go back, with those analog instruments, but I showed you the pulses that I created. Yeah, let's do something else even. Let's save it, of course, as always. And just show you the randomize button even, you press this and what does it do? Yeah, it randomizes. I mean, it's so... This is what it came up with now. And let's get back to this one. I really like this one, the velvet pad. And let's just do something with this. Maybe. Just something like this. Yeah, there's this pulse from before. We might have something like this. And then, for example, on this one, just, you know, what I would do if I would, first of all, of course, now I would cancel this, remove, then learn, and then on the knob, chuck, chuck, like this. So we have, you know, this beautiful blending between the various 3 layers. Then what you could do, what I would do, put a little bit of shimmer on top. Listen how beautiful, just a little shimmer. Under this, you place a loop. Again, loops are bad. And you know, if you would like to have one of those shirts or the coffee cups or the caps or whatsoever, you can find them in my store. I think there should be a link somewhere, even in the description of this video. So just a simple loop underneath. Just a second, because I have one in mind. Yeah, this one maybe. This one would be cool, and then this one, and this one. Okay. Yeah, and then why not? You take a pulse. You take a pulse, but you don't take the one that we had before. You know, from the single instruments, you take another one. Let's go through them. What do you have here? You can, of course, have a look at them. Single instruments, pulses, and motions. You see, there are so many. From 401 to 420. Yeah? This one, Rusty Snatches. Beautiful. No, Rusty Snatches is the one. Definitely. Let's just see when. The last chord, I don't like the last chord. We need to change it. I already did it with the bass now. Was willst du damit? Teilen. Zack, ab. Auf Wiedersehen. So. Und dann machen wir da again an A minor. Okay, beautiful. We can now do something, just a little trick. If you need to do something like this, yeah, then you can easily just join them. And what you can do then in the piano roll, you know, those notes, you can get them a little longer. Some of those you can anticipate, and it sounds like if you would have played it. As simple as that. Okay, here we use the same note. Like this. Okay, should sound way better now. Should sound way better now. Okay, and what else can we do? Portugal. Hey! So I'm pretty sure we're in Portugal, it's just as hot as it's in Italy now. We have, since 1 week, we have over 30 degrees during the day, and that's hot. I mean, that's really, really hot. So yeah, greetings to Portugal. Thanks for joining in. And Morphed too. Let's go through the single instruments and see if we find something that we could use for a melody. Okay, so we go to the single instruments in Morphed 2. Analog pads, keys and synth atmospheres, analog brass, neopads, synth basses, effects. Whoa. Nice! I don't know if you can hear the low end that there is. Amazing. I didn't find those. That's a massive boom. Beautiful. Definitely beautiful. Okay, cool that we found those two neopads. Beautiful. You know, I had the keys before, but for the rock track that we had. Beautiful sounds, really incredible stuff that Tobias collected in this instrument. And I like it that you have all those single instruments, but you even have the Morphed engine where you can combine 3 of those. Neopads, other pulses and motions, but I think we went through them. Yes, we did. Atmospheres. That's a nice one to add to this. Yes, let's go. Wow. 49 euros or dollars for this instrument. Playable in the free contact player. Yeah. Definitely. Yes, I was looking for something like this. I was looking for something like this. Is this a beautiful instrument? Is this a beautiful instrument? I like it. I like it. I'm completely in the mood. Like, oh, let's do something with this. It's just visuals missing. Bernie, do something quick! I need visuals. Bernie is the wizard of visuals. With Dave Cushing, those two can do incredible stuff. Whenever I need good visuals, then it's Bernie or Dave. And yeah. I mean, listen to this. What we can do, obviously, what we can do is just blend this in. Okay, I'm so stupid. You know, you even need to be on the right track. Otherwise... It won't blend in. No, it won't. Okay, they're at -6, so this one even needs to go back to -6. Otherwise, we have a problem in the mix. And then this one was the one that I wanted to blend in. So here, learn me. This is your automation. Put it on this one, for example, and then let's just start it slowly. Okay. So yeah, of course I did a damage here because this one is gone. That's not a problem. So here we go. I hope I already can give you an idea what Morphed 2 is. I really like the fact, and I think you can tell it from this, that you have the single instrument. So yes, you have the morphing engine, but you have all the sources in those 8 folders categorized, you know, analog pads, keys and synth atmospheres. Let's play through some of them. Maybe quickly, and you know, if it's warm, remember you need to drink a lot, okay? So don't forget to drink if it's warm. This is why I have here my good mood juice in front of me. Let's play through some of the analog pads maybe, if you want. And then we play a little bit with the Morphed engine. And I think then it's time to get a refreshing bath. There's nothing more beautiful than go swimming at night. At least I love it. It doesn't matter the coast, you know, the sea, a lake, a pool, whatsoever. Important, it's water and it needs to be dark. Kannst du im Studio Unterschiede zwischen 320er MP3 und WAV hören? That's a good question. That's a good question. With those headphones, I would say yes. Yes, if you listen really concentrated, then you hear it in the high end, you hear it in the low end, and yes, it depends a little bit of the music, of course. You know, if there are nuances. But for example, in the car, when we're in the car, and my children are streaming Spotify, I can tell if they have the normal, how you say, setting for Spotify, or if they have this how is it called, traffic saving or whatsoever. There's a, you know, that you consume less data, but it's more compressed, and oh, you hear it. This one. Beautiful. Sleep well. Reminiscence. Holy. Just like to try something. Just like to try something. Let's see if we can find. If we could find. No. No, why not? Enjoy the low end. Thomas! In which beautiful part of the world are you this evening? Thomas is a lucky guy, traveling the most beautiful places in the world all year long. Oh! Golden tape keys. I know, you need to, okay. Something like this, wasn't it? Nice. Save the princess. There was a video game, right? Ui. Ui. No. Yeah. Der Amiga und der Amiga, der Many of the games they had something like this. Oh. Oh, those melodies. But I'm looking for something different. Better. Perfect. Yeah, and then I do remember that we found those effects. What's this? Did I do something on this one? No, I don't think so. We didn't use it yet. So then this track is free. I can use it. And let's go to those effects because I would like to have some boom. White. This one. And I would like to have, we had a pretty cool pulse, a dark pulse. This one, even this one on top, underneath. Let's quickly listen to what we have so far, what we did in the first 30 minutes. There's something a little out of quantized, but that's not a problem. But I knew it that I would like it. Just this, the simplicity of this instrument, really, really beautiful sounds, but no nothing. You know, you have just, you know, the volume, the attack, release, and the sounds, and then you play with them. You just have fun with them. The sounds are really good. And let's maybe go through some more of, yeah, the morphed stuff. I mean, I was basically concentrated on the single instruments as I really like them. The sounds are pretty cool. But let's play with some of the morphed sounds. It is again the pulse that I created. Action scene incoming. I should do those tutorials on YouTube too, like how to score action scene, and then just explain that you need a synth pulse and then some staccato strings on top. Yeah. Okay. What would you like to hear? Atonal dimensions, rabbit hole. The drums in the first demo, the very first demo, very good question, of course, because I tend to, in those streams, you know, to do just what I would do in case of, and I just mix and match and whatever. So, I play everything that played Morphed 2 in this case. So this is the very first example, only Morphed 2. Which should be quantized, I guess. And then I have the Damage Guitars 2 from Heaviosity. They are doing this. You know, the guitar and the bass. Then even the melody on top. And the drums are from the Damage Grooves 2, which are just, if you don't know the concept, you do have those guitar riffs and stuff like this in metal, in Damaged, in rock, in whatsoever. And then you have matching drum loops and drum grooves. And so these are the drums. So this drum loop is done that it suits perfectly that riff. Of course, I could have played another drum groove, but then it wouldn't have matched. You know, that guitar grooves that well. Okay, and we have been here, I think. No, this one was used in a track. I should save it. Even if I must say, really, if you're looking for a computer, whysoever, if you follow my channel long enough, you know I was for 4 years on a MacBook Pro, and I didn't have problems. But as the project got bigger and Logic was involved and everything, you know, the MacBook more than often suffered at the end, so I needed a new computer, and I went for the Mac Mini. I didn't even get the Mac Studio, so I have the Mac Mini M4 Pro, and this machine is a beast. You know, normally I do have those two 4K screens on it, and I really have big projects, and then I have my effects on it and whatsoever. And then when I do YouTube, then normally it happens even that I have Logic on, and at the very same time I do have Final Cut Pro on, and then maybe I quickly play in a backing track for a video that I'm editing, and then this stuff. And this machine I did never. I mean, now it's getting warm, so things might change. I have it since the 2nd or the 3rd of January. I never ever heard the vents. The vents never ever kicked in. So really, if you're looking for a cool machine at a... Yeah, it depends what you need to do. If you buy the basic Mac Mini, then it's a steal. It's a bargain. Of course, I knew I would need lots of RAM, so I went for the 64 gigabyte of RAM. And then, yes, things get a little more expensive. But a hell of a machine, really a hell of a machine. And so, rabbit hole atonal dimensions. What else do we have in here? Atonal Oracle. Yes, yes, made by Bitcoin, exactly. I just bought years back a little bit of Bitcoin, and I sold it on December just to convert it. Yeah, I converted Bitcoin into computer. I mean, why not? So I didn't pay the full price. Obviously, I paid something like 30% of it. The rest was just paid by Bitcoin and how it developed. They are pretty interesting. Wow. Vampire Synth Fest. The Blissful Breeze is beautiful. Let's do something beautiful out of this. This one is beautiful. This one is beautiful. This one is not. Okay. Atmospheres. Volcan. This one is beautiful. Origami. No. David, no, you can't drop your own samples in it. You have those 8 categories, and in each category then you do have the sounds, and if it's done... Neon nerves... But there are many of them. There, for example, in the analog pads, there are 34. In the keys and synth, there are 22. In the atmospheres, there are 24. Pulses in motion, 20. So yes, you get a little bit of material. Exactly, Volcan. Yeah, even in German, it's for clouds. But Tobias is German, you know, the creator of this library, Visions TNT Music. He has he's not living in Munich, but his company is still in Munich. So ein Bayer, ist ein Bayer, so wie ich ein Bayer bin. Das ist ganz cool. Das ist But we have been here. The origami. Let's take this one. And we created a new very beautiful instrument, and again, so straightforward. Really, I like it that it's so straightforward. There's no learning curve at all at the end. You know, you open it, and one of the few instruments that I didn't need to read a manual. Yeah. What else could we do? I can do it here. Epic pads, golden richness, low pad. From saw to spire. Okay, let's just... Cool. Let's do something wide. Yeah, and good sounds, really good sounds, but you know, 49, the Enterprise is 49, I think it's euros. And for the free contact player, because you know, people say, if a library is for full contact only, like, but you need full contact, and I think if you're serious with this game, then yes, you should have the full version of Contact, because it opens up a universe of free libraries and of boutique libraries and whatsoever. But this one, you don't even need the full version of Contact. You can play it in the Contact player. And if you're interested, you know, in the description of this video, there's a link that you can simply click, and it brings you then to the shop of Gumroad where you can buy it. I think it's until July anyhow, the Enterprise, so there's time. Epic pads. No, it's not, David. No, it's not. Morphed 1. This is Morphed 1. You know, Morphed had only 2 layers, so not 3, but 2. And there wasn't a browser for the instruments. So you had the various instruments. You know, there even have been single instruments and morphing instruments. But the only thing you could do is their morph. Right on the mod wheel. So, so this is Morphed 1, so you can't choose what's on layer 1 and what's on layer 2. It's just you have the presets, and there are 2 sounds, and or you like them or you don't like them. Even this one, obviously straightforward, very simple. There's this morph knob in the middle, and that's it. And now with Morphed 2, you do get 3 layers. You do get the instrument browser. You do get the randomize button, and this one you can play in the free player of Contact. You don't need the full version. That's a big difference between Morphed 1 and Morphed 2 at the end. I mean, Morphed 2, yes, is based on analog synth, whilst Morphed 1, there's a little bit of everything. As you could hear, there was a guitar, and there are strings, and there are synth, and hard to tell which one I like more. Morphed one, a very interesting instrument just to play with, to have fun with, to get inspired by, to be surprised. Morphed 2 is more like, okay, I'm looking for something like this pulse that I created before. I need a pulse, and then in the pulse I find something that I don't like, I just change it, because I just go to this layer and put in this layer whatever I need in this layer. That's it. And of course, even this 3-layer instrument, you can make it a 2-layer instrument. What do I mean by this? You go to the pulses, for example, you choose the first pulse. Where are they? The run, for example, just to show you. Okay, and then on the second one, for example, you put pulses, you put the all-in pulse, this one, but you don't want a 3rd layer. Then in the 3rd layer you simply put the same pulse again, the all-in pulse. So then if, as you blend, you start to the first one, you come to the second one, and you remain on the second one, you know, which is on the 3rd layer. So if you don't want 3 layers, you don't need them, then just do a little trick like this, and you can make it become a 2-layer thing. Because if you switch it off, then there is simply nothing on this one. So yes, let's play. Yeah, it's already 1 hour play through some more and then otherworldly pads and textures, but I think by now you got the idea what Morphed 2 is, and we can all have a beautiful. I bought the full contact because I won a couple of libraries. Yeah, Thomas, that's it. Stick to Simon's and to my channel and win free libraries. I don't remember. I don't remember. Last year was way over $1,000 worth of libraries that I gave away on my channel. It's a lot of stuff. Pedro, have a wonderful, I think, evening, because we should be more or less in the same time zone. Nice instrument. Flying towards eternity. Okay. My place in space. Beautiful. Really Really beautiful. Yeah, I hope I could show you what a beautiful instrument this is. Of course, we could do this for another 2 hours, going really then through everything. But I think, especially the first examples showed you the source sounds. You know, this Morphed engine is obviously using those single instruments that you can play singularly, and then you can put it into this and scenic pulses. With the pulses even, it's very interesting to morph through pulses as you play. Which of course you could do even with Gravity 2 or Oblivion, the macro engine. Just to tell, but this one, you know, is so straightforward, so simple. So let's do it. So I think from my side, I'm through. If you have questions, if you're curious, if whatsoever, then yeah, let me know in the chat quickly. I will try to answer your questions. Otherwise, I think we are through. Really, I showed you the synthesis of this beautiful instrument, and yeah, what else will come up soon? As you know, I scored 3 short movies last year. I can finally talk about those projects, show you the movies, let you listen to the music, and explain then the all behind it. This will be very soon. UGEM, pretty cool instrument, I will show, and Triumph Audio is back with this Kinder thing. An amazing instrument. I had lots of fun playing with it. This will come up pretty soon. Then, you know, I arranged and orchestrated a song for a pretty famous violinist here in Italy. So I will show you even what precisely I did there, how I did everything, which libraries I used to make the most, you know, out of this real violin, because I just made the backing track up on his request. So lots of things going on. As you know, I'm working on a pretty big project at the moment, so there's not much time for YouTube at the moment, and I'm pretty sure that I pretty soon can tell you a little bit more. We're at the stage now that I'm creating the various soundscapes, let's say, of the 3 main worlds. It's a fantasy movie, and yes, yes, half the beer is still there, and yeah, I can finish it now. And or I take it with me to the pool now. It's a good thing if you have a private little pool, then you can have a private little beer in it. And so yeah, those 3 worlds, and at the moment I'm just creating the soundscapes, and then from this there will come the themes and the melodies for the characters in this. But at the moment we are just setting the cornerstones, how every world should sound. And I don't want to spoil too much, but let's say the world where the wizards live, you know, it's a magical place, and what comes to your mind if you think about magic? Woodwinds. So yes, everything is basically based on woodwinds, but we did something pretty cool there with one of the solo instruments, which just came to my mind to give it a modern touch. And even the woodwinds, it's not the classical alto flute that you might expect, and stuff like this. Yeah, so let's just hope that this project one day makes it to the big screen, because the book is amazing, and there's a lot of potential for more books and stuff like this. So yeah, und Glühwein, ja genau. Glühwein dann so ab Dezember gibt's wieder Glühwein. Jetzt ist eher so ein kühles, helles Bier oder ein Weißwein mit Eiswürfeln drin. Yeah, then in English. Another thing that I really like, apart from a good fresh beer, is white wine. You know, a good white wine with ice cubes in it. This is just something. Maybe even some sparkling water add to it to have a spritz, I think it's called. But yeah, when it's that warm and even outside, you know, it's so beautiful, and I'm so happy and so lucky that we have this beautiful porch there, and it's all illuminated, and then there's this couch and stuff like that, and you just sit there, you know, and have you this white wine, this really icy white wine, and yeah, yeah, exactly. No, that's it really from my side. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then yes, just subscribe, leave a like if you want, leave a comment, and all this stuff that makes YouTube happy, because if YouTube is happy, then I'm happy, because it's spreading the videos out a little more so the channel can grow, and then we can do stuff like this, and then there will be even more giveaways again in 2025. That's it from my side for today. Really, thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful end of the week, have a beautiful weekend. Talk pretty soon, and see you in the next video or in the next live stream. Bye bye.